I'm Atul Vadher. I've been in credit for almost 35 years with the full order to cash basis. I started with sales ledger, which I think is now known as AR, accounts receivable. So it just tells you how long ago it was. So I moved into various parts, various industries. So I did I think majority of my time was as an international credit manager, which is really good because you actually have to think locally. And at the moment, I'm head of credit and collections at Cefe Energy. To me, it's about giving back, and I think that's really important when you've gained something from an industry. I'm the chair of the CICM East of England branch. I'm also a membership assessor. I'm also on the advisory council as a regional rep, being there and helping the organisation, the industry as much as we can, and our members. I think it's unique because within the credit, you're always learning. There's always a mentor, mentee mentality. There's also the network, and the knowledge base built up from that. You'll find there's always someone within the industry you can ask. Regardless of the question or the industry you're coming from. So I think that's what makes our industry quite unique. The biggest responsibility is to judge the submission, not the company or the individual. You've got to be non-biased, and I think that's what I mean by judging the submission. You've got to be fair and equitable, and sometimes you've got to be honest. The most important thing is to look at the application without as a blank, just the submission. So it's important that whatever you're saying is in that submission, and it's clear of what it is you're trying to achieve or what you have achieved. Firstly, it's actually doing the submission. You find a lot of people will not do a submission feeling that what they do is normal, when in the wider context it's not. It's actually extraordinary. So it's actually taking that step to put a submission in first. Once you've put the submission in, what it does give you is a celebration of someone's achievements, of how they've made a difference, not only to themselves, their colleagues, but also to their business. Two parts of our awards are, being able to be shortlisted, because they are highly competitive categories. So that's an achievement in itself. Number one, companies should be proud that they have been shortlisted, and individuals. And secondly, you're already a winner, being shortlisted, but the highest accolade is being actually winning or highly commended. It's a sense of achievement where you can look back and say, I did that, or we did that. Yeah, and we are customer faced. Most of us, we're customer faced. That interaction, is really critical. And when we do celebrate the achievement, it's just great to talk about it. I think for me, and I can only sort of give you my opinion, it's what is different to the norm. Um, we are collectors. We do collections. So if your submission is that I'm a collector, I'm a good collector, that sort of almost blends in. But if you're submitting that I'm a good collector and this is how I've done it, this is what I've done different, which others haven't done. I come from a very challenging background as a company. So when you've done something, or you've got over a hurdle, or you've shown resilience, you've shown the ability to adapt, you've shown the ability to take the business, forward. Those things are important. I think as a credit manager, and this is over 35 years of credit management, you have to be able to adapt. So most credit managers adapt because you're customer fronted, you're going to see the problem first, be it environment, be it internal, be it your customer. So you've got to be able to be resilient, you've got to be able to adapt, and you've got to find plan B and C at the same time. I think it's being recognised as an individual. It's the assurance that you're doing something right as an individual. As a company, you're, especially like the debt collection, you're making a difference, not only to your business, but to other businesses around you. As a company applying, it shows that they rate credit as an important part of their infrastructure. So there's a lot of benefits in celebration and awareness to wider businesses. There are companies out there who still have credit as a back room. Um, so, and individuals who just do the do. But the standout is um, if you've won an award, you're actually passionate about making a difference, and that's as a company, as an individual, and as a team. I mean, the other thing, Tom, just to sort of add to that is um, people look at credit as a collection department, but effectively you are protecting the biggest asset in a balance sheet, which is debtors. If you don't get paid, you cannot pay. Um, if you haven't got the liquidity of the cash, then it's just numbers. You need the cash to be able to function. So, you know, people sometimes forget, um, and you get pigeonholed as collections, but in fact, you're actually protecting the business and making sure the continuity of that business. Well, I'd say it depends on how good your credit team is, because to say no is easy, but why you're saying no is important, and the buy-in and the understanding of why it's a no, and why. And the thing about credit, it's we're not here to stop sales. We're here to enhance sales. You know, credit was born out of selling. So credit is part of a selling tool. Based on your terms, people will buy more. So from one of the industries I've worked from, credit and sales were very locked together. And even where I am now, it's one team. You sell and you service and you resolve. Um, I have also been in a business where they do want the conflict between sales and credit because that's the business model. Um, but to me, it's finding a way around the no. So credit isn't the yes and no. Credit is you could say yes, but if we have this, or if we get this, or if we can do that, then it's a yes. So to explain the no is important. So when we look at these awards and we look at applications, they're the standouts. What are you doing different? Are you just saying no, or are you saying, well, we can't do no because of this? Do you agree? Or we can't do no, this is a no, but if we did this, then this is a possible yes. I think that's the difference. So when we're looking at these awards, we're looking at individuals, we're looking at companies, is what makes you different to a textbook. It's celebration and recognition. Um, Basically, it's we are we're a community. We're a credit community. We are um, you know network experts. We talk to business. We talk to customers. But yeah, so it's a celebration of all of the things you've done, all of the things you do. The fact we only do one award as the CICM annually, um, it's sort of it's the apex, yeah, and it's what you've done in that year to that apex, because generally you've got to be adaptable. So to me, I think it's yeah, it brings it all together and it finishes it. It's the finishing touch. Yeah. So first of all, I would say stop being self-critical. Yeah, because one of the reasons applications don't come in is when individuals go, well, I'm not worthy, or we're not worthy, or we're not going to win, or we're doing something that's everyone else is doing. Yeah. Then second would be brave, put in the application, and the third one is cross your fingers.